I get this comment that says my husband keeps screaming at me. I was in my addiction when I bring it up. When I told him he makes choices, choices have consequences. I want to talk about that a little bit. When we go through the programs of recovery and we recognize that someone has an addiction, they start unpacking a lot of their past life. Questions start coming up saying, why were you lying to me? Why were you deceiving me? Why were you pursuing porn and sags and all these kind of things? And the person goes, I don't, it must have been my addiction. They recognize how much their brain has been warped and transformed by the various things that they've been looking at, the various things that they've been seeing, and the various things that they've been allowing into their hearts and into their minds. When they come out of it, they realize how much in the driver's seat the addiction was. The pursuit of the high was their main priority, right? It's what soothed them, it's what made them feel good, and now they're coming into reality. They haven't been living there for a while because fantasy and porn brain and all that stuff starts to cloud the mind to think that people are disposable objects, that what's on the screen can also be done in reality. It's a very tricky thing to do. So when they're in that recovery, some people will hide behind the addiction, right? The devil made me do it is another way in religious settings to say that too. Like I just was listening to the devil. But what you cannot dismiss, decisions led to the decisions that led to the decisions. And what I mean by that is that compromises happened prior to any brain being disrupted that we have to take accountability for. And as humans, we have to take accountability for the fact that we allowed so much into our brains that started to dictate our habits and behaviors. Now, it can be very hard to logically explain some things that happen when in addiction, but we cannot dismiss the reality that they were hurtful to other people and that we did them. We have to confront the reality that we allowed something in that warped our brain and we acted on that impulse. Consequences of those actions have to be addressed. They have to be talked about. They have to be atoned for. And if you're unwilling to do that, you just are hiding behind the devil made me do it or my addiction made me do it. And it's just not as simple as that. Ideally should motivate to be more repentant and understanding of surroundings rather than to just try to ignore it and potentially walk into the whole thing over and over and over again. So yeah, you're absolutely right. There has to be accountability for the real world actions. And that's what hopefully he'll be working with someone to figure out what that looks like.